Do you know Union Jack? Let's go on an adventure. Hello and welcome to Capricious Conversations. Thank you for joining me. We've got a little bit of a different thing going on today. If you've never watched British television, I'm here to clue you in on one of the biggest trends in British telly, and it has been for quite some time, and it's called the panel show. The panel show is somewhat of a cross between a comedy show, a quiz show, and a talk show. So it's like a stand-up quiz talk show kind of a thing. And they're hilarious, but there's so many of them. It's like a cultural phenomenon, and it has been for a long time. Some of my favorites are Would I Lie to You? Have I Got News for You? Quite Interesting, which is hosted by Stephen Fry. There are loads. I recommend all those, by the way. You should check them out. They're so funny. But there are loads of panel shows. I mean, there's just so many. And the point of a panel show is that there's not really a point. I mean, there's a bit of a guide, but the main thing that you're looking for in a panel show is people who are funny. And so it's that kind of banter back and forth that really makes a panel show and really makes a panel show good. So recently, my friends and I have gotten together to make one for something called Every Nation Operation, which is what we do for our children's church every fourth Sunday. Due to time constraints, we didn't have a chance to show the director's cut at this past Sunday. But lucky for you, I have got it for you tonight. I apologize a little bit about the audio. We had some audio malfunction, so you might want to turn your speakers up or wear headphones. That's a really good way to watch this. And anyways, enjoy. To You Don't Know Union Jack, the show about England and everything in it. I am your host, Victoria Moran-Sitchell. On our panel today, the man who successfully interviewed most of England and somehow managed to botch an interview with the People's Duchess Kate Middleton, it's Berry Hogan. And the woman who put X Factor on the map, albeit in the wrong place because she can't really read, it's Casey Coleman. One of the funniest young comedians in England today who really tries to pretend that he's street when he's literally the poshest man this side of Prince Charles, it's Zach Nightfall. And England's foremost tempo-driven songwriter, it's linguist, well-dead trapper, Deadly Dizzle. This year marks the 64th year of the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, making her the longest ruling monarch in English history. Many believe she will continue to rule indefinitely, as she is secretly terrified of Charles becoming king. Our first round today is called Cracking Good Questions, so panellists, if you're ready, can you tell me the most popular football club in England?
It's Man U, isn't it?
Oh, surely it's Arsenal.
It's Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Yeah, it's absolutely Chelsea. Got to be joking, they're the worst footed team in England. Oh, really?
Chelsea couldn't beat the high school team in the O-levels.
Is that how you really feel?
I really feel that way.
Chelsea is absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
At least they could beat Manure United.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Broncos?
What?
Sorry, don't really watch football, right? I heard they play your footy thing pretty well.
Right, well, Manchester United is indeed the most popular club.
Exactly my point.
Here's an interesting fact for you, Deadly. They have won the Football Association Cup more than any other team. But they have also lost the FA Cup more than any other team.
What?
Which brings us to our final round of the morning, laughable lists. On the most recent census, people were asked to identify their religion. Can you recall what some of the answers were?
Well, Jedi was one.
Quite, actually, around 200,000 people identified themselves as Jedi.
Your religion is based off a movie, yeah? You've got more problems than me.
And that, folks, is saying a lot. Some other ones that we found a bit interesting were agnostic atheists, which I couldn't quite figure out myself, and, quote, a little bit of everything.
Oh, what exactly is that? Wait, I've got it. It's exactly nothing.
Quite, yes, exactly. I think that's probably accurate.
Agnostic atheist.
Yes.
They don't care that they don't know.
Right, well, which is odd to me because atheists are a bit usually
quite militaristic.
Right.
They're atheists.
There is no
Yeah, a
God.
bit
Yeah,
dodgy.
yeah.
But agnostic is
Well done.
there might be a God.
Right.
So
So-
there might not be a God.
It's one that I really couldn't quite figure out.
We're really investigating this one, aren't we?
Surely Christianity was listed.
It was, in fact, it was the largest list, but there were 210 separate entries for denominations under Christian.
Oh, wow.
210. Some that our researchers found particularly amusing, I would say, were non-subscribing Presbyterian.
Presbyterians who unsubscribe to a daily news, so they don't get the mail anymore.
Right, yeah. Presbyterians who do not get the mail. I think that would actually probably be most of the Presbyterians, because does anyone get the Daily Mail anymore?
No one gets the Daily
No.
Mail even when it was good.
And the other one we found a little bit interesting was Protestant and in parentheses mixed.
Mixed with what?
Trail mix.
Trail mix.
Surely not Catholic. That's where the problems in Ireland came from.
They
Yeah.
mix with German shepherds.
That would be quite a sight, wouldn't it?
Well-
Pretty weird.
Well, that will be edited.
They're
out
mixing
once.
all kinds of things these days. Oh, but I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. We're all Christians, aren't we? Shouldn't there have just been one? We should all be playing on the same banner. We're all on Jesus' team, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of like me and my brother. We're like, we don't eat breakfast together. We have the same father. But I am Zach Nightcall, and he is Dax Nightcall. We don't do everything the same, but we're still brothers.
I think that's a really good point, yes.
Surely we'd be more effective if we came together in unity.
I agree, Barry. And that sound indicates that it's the end of the round and the end of the show, and my scores are telling me that Zach Nightcall is our winner this morning. So, Dizzle, can I just say, you were well dench, mate. Well dench.
Can I say you cannot use that?
Calls out.
Sorry.
I thought we were trying to get it into the common vernacular.
Well, that's quite the thing, isn't it? It's already in the common vernacular. Am I just not street enough to use dench?
Oh no, we're
I'm
all
not dench enough to use dench.
Well, we're quite dench.
We're quite something, that's for sure. Thank you from all our panellists on behalf of Dizzle, Zach, myself, Casey and Barry. Good morning.
All of your friends. And let me know what your favorite panel shows are, or if you've even seen a panel show before. If you haven't, I highly recommend that you check one out because they're really funny. Connect with me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of them have the same username, Amazing Chris, just like the YouTube channel. I look forward to connecting with you. Let's go on an adventure.